Welcome to another episode of Sports Xtra, your premium online sports show and platform talking about local, regional, and international sport. And I'm your host, as usual, Ruvimbo Chakoreka, joined by Bhasvi. He had taken a bit of a break, and I know why. I'm going to Man United, but apparently everything you told them in England
They
did
didn't
not do
listen.
it.
It didn't break. It's sad to say that it's good to be back, Ruvimbo. But like you said before, I tried to talk to them, but they couldn't listen. So it is what it is.
And we move on from there. Well, anyway, as we get into the show, there are a number of things we'll be discussing today. Obviously, taking a look at our Warriors. They're engaging in Africa Cup of Nations 2025 qualifiers, Kenya, Cameroon. But anyway, let's see how that one goes. We're going to talk a little bit about local football. Then also, we do have a new champion in Zimbabwe schoolboy cricket's premium tournament. That is the St. George's T20 smashing cricket tournament, which happened over the weekend. Waizawa are the champions. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that. But yes, we are forced to talk about what Manchester United did over the weekend. And we'll have to talk about that as well. So make sure you stay tuned. Remember to like, to share, to subscribe, to comment. We love your comments. Thank you for bringing them in. And we'll join you after the break. Well, welcome back to Sports Xtra, and let's get straight into it now. Norbert, Alright, Warriors is playing Kenya and Cameroon. First up, Kenya, and this is and we're playing in Uganda, home away from home at the moment, and that is going to be the case, I believe, up until next year, because National Sports Stadium may be ready in November, December, which I doubt it will be. Rufaro forgets, Baba Fields non-starter. Yeah, so it is what it is. We'll be playing outside of the country as we go. First assignment for Michael Nees, and already challenges in camp.
Yeah, it's there was coming here. I saw that Kadewe has been ruled out because he said he picked an injury. So he's being replaced by Manika Diamond defender Farai Banda. So that on its own, considering that we also lost Brendan Galloway. We also picked an injury. It doesn't look good. It's the news that no Warriors fan would want to hear, but it is what it is. But looking at Kenya, Kenya has been a thorn in the flesh for us because the last two times we played them, they defeated us. In Malawi, in that tournament that was organized by Malawi, we lost 3-1. And in Kosafa Cup, we lost 2-0.
That's it.
So it's no longer about names. It's one thing that we don't want to hear, but if we are to face reality, need to face. We are no longer the Warriors that we were 10, 15 years ago. But hopefully, with Michael Nees, we can see some changes because we saw what he did. One of the tricky plays was the goalkeeping. He managed to bring Washington Aribu. We need that experience, considering the fact that our youngsters, the goalkeepers, they are now afraid to go there because you will easily be blamed for one or two mistakes, and that is not good. And we also managed to bring back Kama Bidet. Yes, the experience we need, but now Kama is 34, and I think yes, it is what it is. But I was thinking that if we could play the youngsters that we have and give them more game time rather than taking someone who is retired, because when Kama Bidet left us when we needed him the most. That is when we were going to that Africa Cup of Nations tournament in 2021, 22. But in the end, he resigned. So, well, I know a lot of people that will not agree with me because they say, yes, he's good. Yes, I'm not saying he's bad. He is good. Okay. But now he's 34. And then we are building for the 2026 World Cup.
And we are saying good hands in yes.
By 2026, he will be 36. And by 2030, he will be long gone in terms of his playing time. So I think, yes, with his experience, we really need it. And I think he will give us the karma that we all want. And I'm sure, well, it's going to be hard considering that we are playing away from home against two of the giants. Yes, so I see us, maybe I think I see 2 draws. The win is a plus.
But if we just get a draw. But okay, fine. In terms of, in general, really what can Michael Nice do in this short period of time in terms of getting them to play a certain style and things like that? He says, I want to introduce a style. It's not just pumping the ball forward. And I know that we have... what can I say? We have ridiculed many of our local coaches. You know, we've heard a whole lot about that. But coming up against, say, a Cameroonian side, definitely going to be easily more physical than us, easily more skilled than us because of the composition of their team. What is the expectation that you have in terms of how we need to play against them if we are to get actually a positive result, which is a draw in this case?
You see, if he is the one who picked those players, I am sure he has something in his bag of tricks that is he wants to unleash during the 2 games. But if it's not him who selected them, it's going to be very hard because, like he said he wants to play positional soccer and stuff. You know, we all know what those German guys can do. Also, what Fabish did with the Warriors. Also, what Pejos did. It's entertaining football. So I think he's going to. I don't think during these 2 games we introduce what he wants to introduce because there's no time for that. Because remember, we're playing on the 6th. And today it's the 2nd of September, so they only have about 3 days to train. So I think you just play a simple but entertaining football, considering that Kamability is now back. Also, what Tawanda Charewa is capable of, and most of those guys they're playing tiki-taka kind of soccer. So if he can do that, I think we get a positive result that we all want now.
Well, would love to hear what your predictions are concerning that particular match. We're going to be playing Kenya first, and then we follow up with Cameroon. All these matches will be played in Uganda. We did, of course, hear that the price to get in is very, very cheap. I don't know what the price to get there is, but to get in is very cheap. I mean, $4 for the rest of the ground. I heard VIP is as much as like about $10, $15 something. Then VVIP is not even past $30. So it tells you that they're expecting to fill up the stadium and hopefully be able to make money from that. Well, anyway, let's quickly move away from the Warriors. They have their own fate in their hands. Let's talk about the fate of club football here in Zimbabwe. Over the weekend, some interesting results. Let's start off with the D1 football.
Yeah, Division 1, particularly Northern region, is now interesting because there are now about, in fact, there are 5 teams that are vying for that a trophy to be, champions. Moz is now leading. They managed to beat Karo United by 5-1. So now they are on top. And Harare City, yes, they managed to win as well. So they're now second. And Scotland are now third with Black Rhinos, who lost during the midweek to Karo United. They drew yesterday. They drew. So now they're on 50 points. They're now fourth. So it's going to be interesting. Ruvimbo. Why? Because for me, I think I didn't look at Harare City like that. I just thought they were just there because many people were thinking that it's between Moz, Black Rhinos, and Scotland. But now with Harare City, they are the underdog. And if things continue like this, I see them becoming champions. Why? Because they are the only team that is there in the top 4 that has not yet played the other 3 that are in the same equation as them. So if they manage to beat all those, then they've gone. And then if you look at The other regions are come on in the north, in the southern. The PC Wange is just now 12 points ahead.
It's pretty clear.
It's pretty clear. The central region, Kwekwe United, they are still there because Shesham dropped points and Kwekwe United, they managed to win. And finally, Wango Mazodo, they finally lost, just like what Bayern Leverkusen did over the weekend. They lost a game, and that was their first defeat. Wango Mazodo, yes, they lost to Triangle that is being coached by Luke Masome. So it's interesting.
It's good to see. Now it seems like there's more discussion, more excitement, more entertainment when we're talking about Division 1 football. Your general thoughts around that? Because I've gone to see a Division 1 match. I went to see Golden Eagles playing Harare City at one point. And the vibe, the excitement there, it's good. Of course, the crowds are not necessarily as huge. That's in some instances. But the excitement is good. The general safety around those particular matches is good as well.
You see, it's all about money, Ruvimbo. That is it. It's all about money. Why? Because those teams, they are properly, they are properly managed. Unlike some that are in the Premier League, they are properly sponsored as well. You look at Scotland, look at their bus, look at their training kits, look at everything. You look at Golden Eagles, look at their ground. They managed to do something with that Ellis Robbins ground, something that we cannot see in our league. So it's all about money, because that's where the money is. And the other thing is that the gate takings are cheap. It's $1 to get in there. Of course, I can now that most Premier League players are going to Division 1. People follow players. That's number one. People go where it is cheap, because I can go and watch a game there because it's just $1, and then you go to the Premier League. The cheapest ticket is $3. That's the difference. So it's about the money,
the quality again
of football. Because I watched I for one, I believe in teams that are called underdogs. I watched Karo United play. Wandangoko is doing wonders with that team, because when he came in as the coach, the team was seated bottom, but now they're 11. It means that these coaches, the young coaches, they are bringing something that is missing in the Premier League. Yes, of course, Nyasulu was replaced by Genesis Mangombe, but I think it is second or first win Mangombe. But before that, when Nyasulu was coaching, it was just win after win for Scotland. So it's good that we now have a second competitive. Because back then it was all concentration was being given to the Premier League, but it's good now that in Division 1 teams are coming, particularly the mining towns and the farm teams. They're doing wonders, because they are bringing players that we never thought we would actually see. So that's it. But the thing is, come on, it's all about money.
If you've got the cheddar, you can do the business.
You can do the business, yes.
All right, well, we're going to take another quick short break. When we come back, we're going to be talking about cricket. All right, so over the weekend, I know many would be saying, what's happening in terms of the NPL T20? Well, we'll place that one on the side. I can tell you where most of my concentration was over the weekend, and it was at the top, well-organized premium schoolboy cricket tournament in the country. That is the St. George's T20 tournament, proudly sponsored by CABS. CABS have got a huge partnership with St. George's, and they've been helping them out. I mean, let's talk about the aesthetics first and foremost about that tournament. You saw maybe one or two photos that I posted.
Yes, I saw.
The level of sponsorship, we are talking about just a bare minimum of around about 25 sponsors that I could count that were available at that tournament. And If we were then to go at other levels, I will maintain my peace. But it goes to show that it's a well-run tournament. So 25 sponsors coming in, and great atmosphere. So great basically, all of what you would expect of a well-sponsored tournament is there and was there. Now let's go on to the field of play. Norbert, obviously we've heard of how Waisao has been doing in order to just try and up the ante in terms of sport. Fine, school-wise, they're doing very well. But now in terms of sport, they are becoming a powerhouse. In rugby, they ran teams very close. They beat Churchill. They ran St. George's very close. And in what we can say off-the-books game, they beat a Peterhouse. They will say it's a second-string side, but it's most of the players that will be coming in next year for Peterhouse. They beat them in an off-the-books game. We'll keep it an off-the-books game. Goes on into cricket. Last year, they made their debut at the St. George's T20 tournament, and they did not lose a game. They didn't make the final all because Peterhouse did not lose a game, Hellenic did not lose a game, but Waisao was behind on net run rate. And that is the only reason why they couldn't qualify. But this year they made sure that just go down zones in net run rate or what? They came out and they just blew every team apart. But how important is it for Waisao to actually achieve it?
There's a thing, there's a word they call, it's called organization. Mm-hmm. If your things are organized and you know exactly what you want to achieve, you actually achieve in anything. You also saw what they did during the rugby tournament. Mm-hmm. They are just because people, the mistake that we make is that we still believe in names. Mm-hmm. Your chechu is different from the current chechu that you do. So if you participate more, particularly in the so-called said there's a word you say they beat Peterhouse in a what?
In an off-the-books.
You need off-the-books, more off-the-books games for you to know what your opponent's weaknesses are. And I think that's what Waisao did. And now, from starting this year up until, I don't know, they are going to be one of the most famous in terms of any sport. And I have to applaud the organizers there, because you need such tournaments, because they say casting young. That's why you find how many tournaments started to play when you are 17, and now of course now he's now the director, but he played for 17 more years because he was good when he was young. So we have to catch them young. So we need more of those tournaments, not just in cricket but in rugby as well, in soccer as well. I'm sure we can have more national team players, and we can go back to the Zimbabwe that we were, that was good at rugby, that was good at cricket, and that was good at soccer.
Oh yes, most definitely. And of course, for those of you that were not able to be at the tournament, this is how Waisao received their trophy.
The coaches can come as well.
As maganile, mau crack. Vera.
done, talents. Well done, talents.
So amazing celebrations from the boys, and of course they will now have a target on their back because they are also invited to the St. John's Ram Slam T20 tournament that is going to be happening at St. John's College in just about 2 weeks' time. So make sure that you stay tuned to Sports Extra. We'll be giving you all of that analysis and let you know what is going to be happening there, the kinds of schools that are also going to be present, some tough competition that's coming up from South Africa. Here, Guernsey as well as Clifton College, they are going to be coming up. So those are top cricketing schools from South Africa. We're going to take a quick short break and then we look at international football from this week. All right, so welcome back to Sports Extra, our final segment, and we're going to be talking about international football. Yes. So anyway, the big result, the result that we both don't want to talk about, and many of you might actually say, why is it Manchester United the only ones that present this show? It's because it's the best club in the world, whether you like it or not. But anyway, let's talk about some results over the weekend. Erling Haaland still on fire for Manchester City, scoring apparently another hat-trick. I thought it was an own goal, the final goal that was scored.
So. Yeah, me too. I thought that, but you know, Haaland being Haaland, everything will be crazy to him. Because he can score then goals. So.
Yeah. But anyway, what does it say about how he has started this particular season?
Well, I think this season is going to be more than 40, 50. Yeah, 40. You go past 40. Why? Because now he's sitting on 7 goals, and it's only 3 games, and he's not yet played some of the so-called Shiri. And, you know, he's not yet played Manchester United. Which he loved to score those 6 against, because we all saw what he did last season. Yes, so I think he's going to bring more than 40 goals. But I think it's high time we should look at some of the defense. You have to, because now it's at second season. Now, defenders must know how to stop him. But it seems
how do you stop him? He seems like he's a powerful player. Like, how do you stop Haaland? He's accurate in front of goal. He's huge. He's a big unit.
Just block the supply.
Okay, but for Man City, supply comes from anywhere. Bernardo Silva can do it. Kevin De Bruyne, when he's on song, he can do it. And we've now seen all of these youngsters that have seemingly fit into this symmetry of Pep Guardiola's football, the Oscar Bobs, the Rico Lewises. They're now just all coming in and seamlessly just fitting into what he wants to do. And mind you, I think was this Rodri's first game. I didn't get to see Rodri. Did he play this game? I don't think he played this game.
Yeah, you know what? I think one of the greatest things that Pep Guardiola is doing with Manchester City, I think it's all about the mentality. It just goes to Haaland. You know what? No one has ever achieved this. You can do that. Look at that, the Real Madrid that year was coached by Zidane. It was the first, he told them, no team has won it the 2 times in a row. So you are going to be the first. Let's do it. And they did it. And they did it 3 times. And so it's about what the coach, the relationship between the coach and the players. You assemble your team, you tell your players, you know what? It's me, I brought you here. I want you to achieve A, B, C, D. And so it's about the character of the players and the character of the coach, and as well as the owners. If they work together, you can achieve anything that you want to achieve. So that's what is happening with Manchester City. So it's going to be hard to stop Haaland. To be honest, I'm sure most of people, I for one, I didn't have Haaland in my fantasy football during the first 2 games. But now, I managed to.
And it's actually foolishness if you don't have Haaland right now. I actually have to move around a number of players to make sure that Haaland is in my fantasy for this coming weekend. Yes. But anyway, let's talk about the all-important one, where the major discussion is. People are celebrating, you know, okay, fair and fine. We lost. Liverpool winning by 3-0 very comfortably against Manchester United. And by the way, for those of you that are watching and are wondering about facts, this Arne Slot is the first Liverpool manager to win against Manchester United in his first encounter against Manchester United since Bob Paisley. That was back in 1930 something. Man United. Okay, Ten Hag continues to break the records. What was the problem yesterday?
I don't know the kind of football that he wants to introduce. He's letting players go. Look at Mason Green. He's breaking the Meso records in France, becoming the first player to score 5 goals for Marseille. I think the last time it was done, I think the player did it back in 1977 or something. Eric Ten Hag just let him go. Now Scott McTominay, who was last year's goal poacher from a midfield, and now he went to Napoli. He's still, no offense against Casemiro. Casemiro is good, but now I think he's now old. In the play that Eric Ten Hag wants to try with Manchester United, we also Mazraoui and Dalot going forward. The fullbacks are trying to help the left and right attack. You expose the midfield, and it's now Casemiro. Come on, he's no longer the Casemiro.
He's ancient.
Yes, he's now ancient. So I think it's going to be a problem. Remember the other team. Yeah, Manchester United is the only team that did not score during the game week 3. The only Sancho is gone. Holland is injured. Zegze is there, but who supplies that?
No one.
So it's going to be a challenge. I know before the league began, we gave predictions, so it's allowed to win. I think I said the Man U is going to be third or something. But if they continue like this, there will be nowhere near any European. 10. Yes, maybe the best they can do probably is 8 or 9, because they've already started. Now they are sitting 14th from first, because we're the first team to play
in 3 match days. This is going
to so it's going to be hard. Well, we all know, we all see what he's trying to do, but I think the timing is just wrong. The players that he's letting go,
this is just off.
Yeah. So I don't know, because next game is against what? United is playing what?
We're Southampton.
Yeah, because the last time we did beat them 9-0. That time. So let's wait and see. But it's going to be hard for Eric Ten Hag or Manchester United fans there.
Listen, guys, it's going to be hard. The way that I look at it, and looking at the goals that were then ultimately scored, the feeling, as you've rightfully said, is that through the middle of the park, they're being left exposed.
Yes.
Manuel Ugarte is supposed to come in and solve maybe some of those problems, and hopefully he will.
Yeah, hopefully.
But the reality is that with the kind of football, as you're saying, that he's playing, it will not work for him to continuously try and go up front and expose your midfield without having someone that is going to drop in and allow that particular central defensive midfielder to sit in between the centre backs and then provide that cover. I also do feel that maybe, just maybe, if you're not yet as comfortable, then maybe draw back a Kobe Mainu. Maybe don't allow him to go too far forward. Allow Bruno Fernandes to then do all of that. But then again, the general feeling is that in English football, goals are scored right through the middle, but through crosses that have come from out wide. And unfortunately, not enough crosses are from Diogo Dalot, not enough crosses from Mazraoui. I'm also just generally getting a feeling like as if Mazraoui can't actually cross, because I haven't seen him actually put in a cross. Rashford actually put in some really dangerous crosses yesterday, but unfortunately that didn't come out. Garnacho also needs to get into the business of crossing. But also one of the other things I want to quickly point out is the fact that Manchester United itself doesn't put enough numbers in the box.
Yes.
There was a time that Amad Diallo broke down the wing, I think about 3 or so times. But there was no one in the box. It was totally empty. It was deserted, I would actually say.
They say if every coach knows what they want. I think for me, the Ajax light thing, it's not, because now probably now he's Onana, he's Lucho, and Mazraoui, Delete, and Anthony. Yes, he was with them at Ajax. Now people know how those guys play. So it's about the relationship, the owners, the coach, and the players. Because if they continue doing it like that, I see him being the first manager to be saying.
I doubt he'll make it past January. I doubt if Man United continues. I doubt he'll make it past January, and I believe that's why Ruud van Nistelrooy has been brought in to then become either an interim and then finally substantiate him as the coach, because it seems like they are also looking for newer ideas. And Ruud van Nistelrooy, I think, is in his early to mid 40s.
Yes.
At the moment. Ten Hag is 50.
Yes.
Thereabouts.
Plus, remember, Ruvimbo, during last year, around December, November, January, February, there was a talk that they wanted to sack him. So it's not new. Now that he's playing horribly like that, losing to of course, Liverpool. It was going to be a tough match, but come on, a 3-0 at home and losing to Brighton. Brighton has been butchering left, right, and center. Who knows against Southampton, because they've not yet won. So now, because every team now knows that
you can actually win Manchester.
You can did it.
So they can did it too. Truly. But we'd love to hear your comments and your thoughts as well. What do you think Manchester United needs to do? I know what they need to do. I think they need to just sack Ten Hag, move on, give Ruud van Nistelrooy. Let's move on. I don't even think that maybe the Dutch philosophy in terms of getting coaches is the best one. I actually feel that right now, in terms of coaching, it's either you go to Spain, you go to Germany, or maybe you might also get an Italian. I think a man who would have deserved that job on the basis of what he's been able to achieve, particularly in Italy, is Simone Inzaghi. I love the way that Inter Milan plays. I think another man who's also gotten an Italian team to play very well is Thiago Motta. What he's doing at Juventus is quite phenomenal. What he did with Bologna previous season was also good. So you're looking at, those are the three nations where I think football or philosophies, coaching philosophies, are the ones that can deliver you something that is significant and that is palpable, maybe.
Yeah, I think for me, I think in Alonso with Manchester, we also what he did with Bayern Leverkusen. No one even thought that he was going to not just to win it, but to go that far without losing a game is something that was very nice, and that is what is needed. Because look, those coaches who are in their early 50s, not all of them are. These youngsters, these young coaches that are coming, we're talking about that same thing about our own football here in Zimbabwe. That if you look at those young coaches, they're bringing something to football, and that is what we need. So for me, I would go for Alonso. He'll be a good fit for Manchester United. That is if he says yes.
He's a Liverpool boy. No. But in any case, that brings us to the end of the show. Of course, make sure that you subscribe, you like, send in your comments. We love them. And of course, we'll be reading out some of them. I know, of course, a number of them were saying interesting stuff. We're loving the show. Thank you very much for your support. Also, don't forget, come on to our YouTube channel. Let's bump up the followership and the likes. Make sure you subscribe, you follow, and let's get it up to 1,000, and let's begin to push on a higher level as well. It leaves me to say thanks, Norbert, for always coming through with your expert analysis and thoughts. And we're looking forward to your expert thoughts and analysis. Until next week, cheerio.